A 3.
A 2.
A 1. Hey, everybody, welcome to Read This, Read That. I am Jackie Reed.
I'm Joyanne Reed.
I love that shirt. Gimme.
Hey.
Gimme,
you can have it with your glass that I'm never going to give you.
That you broke.
Which I broke. And I broke the B off of it. It don't even have the B on it no more.
I need you to bring 3 things to Atlanta next week. My glass that you broke with the attachment so I can glue it on myself. My vegan bags that are in your closet that you're never going to use because you got so many other bags and you don't need them. And that shirt.
Never.
And some the Joy Reid Show swag. Because you know what? Did you look at the video that I sent you from J. Anthony Brown?
Did he put his swag on?
Girl, he modeled all of it. I texted it to you. Look in your phone.
I need to go back and look at that.
It is the cutest thing.
I love it. Girl. Oh, I'm gonna bring you some swag. I love that. J. Anthony Brown is such a great guy. I sent him. It took me a while to finally get myself together and get it in the mail, but send him a bunch of TJRS swag, and I love it. I'm glad he got it, enjoyed it. So we also sent some to Mrs. Maddie J. And she did a whole video that was hilarious where she had her swag on. Like it was.
Can you hear me?
Cute. I can hear you.
I can't hear you for some reason. Did I do something?
You can't hear me? No.
I can hear you both.
Can you talk for a second?
Camille can hear both of us.
It might be me.
It's you.
Hold on.
Let us know in the chat because I can hear everybody. I can hear Camille. I can hear Jackie.
What about now?
It's Erykah Badu on the shirt. It is not Erykah Badu. It's just literally a shirt that actually Jason ordered it for me online. Like literally just ordered it online. I don't even know where it came from.
That's so cute. You know what happened?
You touched the mute button?
No. In our StreamYard, I forgot before we started to connect my microphone that's plugged into my laptop. And so I went to connect it and then I couldn't hear audio.
Oh.
So I'm gonna leave that. Y'all gonna have to have a hollow audio today. I ain't messing with it.
No, you sound fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna leave it because my audio like this through the computer is not as great as my little microphone that I got here. Which I've been using.
I have mine.
And I noticed
and I can't even make it work. Mm-hmm.
Yours isn't plugged in either?
I can't because girl, you know my whole setup. Remember we had the whole issue with the setup. So I'm on my laptop. So I can't even, and this is the good microphone. That's why I'm also in my laptop microphone.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
so we're going to fix it in post.
We are like way different levels. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
Now listen, you're going to have
I got to go high. When they go low, I go high. Look, I fixed it.
No, now you're too low. Wait.
My table can move up and down. I think we're even now.
Your chair. It's like that old shtick everybody used to do, walking downstairs.
And I know you should. Going down the stairs. Down the stairs.
All right, you guys. Welcome to Read This, Read That. We have some announcements. We want to say again that for those of you who have busy schedules or you really like listening to audio or podcasts, it took us a while to get there, but now all of our podcasts are available on wherever you listen to podcasts. So if while you're walking, cooking, or whatever, if you're like, I don't want to look at those beautiful faces, I'd rather just hear those voices, then you can just listen to us on audio wherever you listen to podcasts. Please, if you are on YouTube, hit the thumbs up because it matters to the algorithm. And we're going to talk a little bit later about how there are no Black women in the top performing podcasts as far as making money. No Black women podcasts. It's
no
like, hello. But yes, please support what we're doing here. Hit the thumbs up if you're on YouTube. If you're somewhere else, hit the like, make a comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Do all the things to show your love for your cousins here, for your play cousins here. And then if
Yes.
you are on YouTube, we have a fantastic membership. If you know, you know. Go hit the join button, look at the different tiers, choose the one that best suits your life, the level of support you want to give. So do that because we have some great things. In fact, our guest for today is the author of our August book pick. So get ready, you guys. It's a good one. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But you are gonna love her. She's gonna join us in about and look at me. I gotta look like an old lady. She's gonna join us in about 4 around 4 No.
Yeah.
Okay. So I gotta say, we talked about this in the editorial board meeting. Do you have your eye wigs on?
I do. So everybody, these are my eye wigs. This is from Mar Porter. I actually brought the box so I can show you. This is how the box comes, okay? And then you open them up. I'm gonna open it up here. And I'm gonna show y'all how they come. So it has the instructions here for stupid people like me who are not good at things. And here's how they come. I already opened these so they don't look like exactly how they look when they come, but they're stuck. They're inside. You can see them there. And you basically just slide them out of this little box, right?
Well, they look good on your face. My God.
Mm-hmm. And then and then I use a little tweezer because they're stuck on there real good, and you peel them off of a little plastic backing. So I'm just going to show y'all. It comes on a little plastic backing inside of here, and that's where you put them back on. You can also Mara sticks them on her mirror when she's done, but you put them on. You can you try them on, and then you can trim a little bit. I had to trim them a little bit because they were a little, I don't have an eye hood, so I had to trim them just a tiny bit just to make them actually fit on my little eye hood there. And now, just so y'all know, this is day 2. So they're still sticking. I tried them on during the editorial board meeting yesterday, and these are day 2. So all I did for makeup, and Jackie saw me doing it, and Camille and Lauren and the team, I just I darkened my eyebrows just a little bit with a pencil. I put my eye wig on, which gives me makeup and a lash. And I don't know how to put lashes on. I'm terrible at putting lashes on. And how do they feel? We got the chat. Takia's asking how they feel. You don't really feel them. It's medical grade adhesive. And so if I
they
do
don't
this,
feel heavy and they don't
no.
cut
And
into
look,
your
you just take
eye.
them right off. You see how they just peel right off?
Is it cutting into your eye? Like how heavy is it? Like
Not at all. Like
the part that goes into your eyelid, is that cut at all?
it's not. And the way it cuts, it's a visual effect. It's not really cutting into my eye at all. It looks like it because that's the edge of the eye wig. So it literally is just sitting on top of my eye. Because remember, I don't have a crease. My eyes are just like Asian style. They just go straight, right? So it's creating a fake looking crease that's not real. So you don't feel them. Once you feel them when you first stick them on, you feel like something's sticking to your eye. In 5 minutes, you just forget they're on. You don't feel anything. They're more comfortable than wearing lashes.
Now
Because
let me ask you.
they're not all the way down. Like how lashes go right in that eye ridge
Yeah.
of your eyelash. So you really feel them. And sometimes they feel like they're sticking you. These are sitting on top. It's literally like a wig. It's sitting on top. So they actually are more comfortable than regular lashes. I'm
So wait,
impressed.
I have 2 questions. One, like when I wear lashes, right? I put I take a
Liner.
black eye pencil eyeliner and I just so there's no gap that shows between the fake lashes and my lash. I put a black liner on there.
Yeah.
But then also, okay, so did you do any kind of anything or is your eye
Nothing.
completely bare? And then number 2, you put them on yesterday. Did you take them off and then put them back on
off.
today?
So I took them off. I put them back in the box. Literally 10 minutes before I came down. Y'all say I dropped in. We log in beforehand. 10 minutes before I sat down, I put the eye wig on upstairs, and then I put makeup on. My whole makeup today was 10 minutes because I put them on. I take the back of the tweezer, press it on, because what I was worried about is that it wouldn't be sticky anymore. And then I would have only gotten one use out of it. But this is day 2. They're still sticky. They don't, and you don't feel them. And then if you look closely, you can see it already has the liner. You see that black line? That's the liner. So it does the black line for you. You don't have to draw a liner on it. So you don't have to draw on top of it or do anything to it. It literally is got its own. I know eye wig is funny. Somebody said eye wig. Donna said it's funny. It's the name of it is eye wig. Eye wig. And so it has the black liner. So if you wanted to, you could. And yesterday I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a little bit of a makeup over the top if I want to be really fancy and give myself more. You could do that. Like you could do it and you could draw on it, but I don't know if how would I clean that black line off of them if I draw on top of them. And I don't, I'm bad at makeup, y'all. You do know I'm incompetent when it comes to makeup. If I can do this, I'm gonna be in the vineyard for a couple of weeks. If I can do this every day and not have to get makeup done, because I do not want to be getting hair makeup in the vineyard.
You
To me, that
don't
just
have
seems crazy.
to. It's
If
like
these,
this is such a game changer for
it's a
someone
game
like
changer.
you that is always in public and needing professional makeup.
Yeah.
But girl, that's like I'm telling you, this looks amazing.
And what I
It's a professional makeup job.
It's like a professional makeup job. And so because it's the eye makeup and the lash, that's it. I have a brow, and remember, I got my brows done. I got the tattoo type brow. So my basic brow is already there. It's already all on permanently. So all I have to do is darken it just a little because it's starting to fade. Because I did it over a year ago, so it's fading. So I darken my brow. The one thing I do know how to do is a brow because I used to draw, right? So I have a little bit of a drawing ability. So I darken my brow. I put my eye wig on, and all I have is the only other things I have on my face right now is this. I have a little bit of this, which is a concealer. I have, then I put this, which is just Bare Minerals powder. And then I put this, which is a powder that seals it. That's it, y'all. That's my makeup. And then I put gloss. I don't even have lipstick on. I just put a gloss. This is this gloss.
Rochelle Otis says she's
and I did it in front of this camera.
Rochelle Otis is saying she's wondering if she'll be able to do them, but if Joyanne can do it, and I say this with love because she cannot do makeup, you can do this.
If this is makeup for dummies. Like Mara knows me. Mara knows because we used to be in the gym at the same time. When I think you can put eyeshadow on top of it, black diamond. I think you can, but I want to ask Mara that before. Don't go by me because again, I'm incompetent. I do not know how to do makeup.
Right.
So even I've been trained by professionals. I've had multiple makeup artists teach me to do makeup, and I still can't do it. Okay, I've had like professionals teach me, and I can't. But if I can do it,
you could do it if you wanted to. If you really applied,
applied myself.
You could do it. You just don't want to. But you don't want to, and that's okay.
It's like
but I want to shout out. I want to shout out LaShandra, who has said she's recovering from a hysterectomy, but still tuned in. Welcome, cousin.
Hey, cousin.
Speedy recovery. Speedy
recovery. But yeah, so this is the makeup secret. But yeah, and look, I'm not trying to put my makeup artists out of business because I do love them. But when I'm just going to day, if I'm running to a movie or I just want to run out and I don't want to have a whole makeup, this is easy. And like,
girl, we just did a whole eye wig commercial. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about for those of you who are new to Read This, Read That, today is the first Tuesday of the month. And every Tuesday, we like to welcome you like family with our welcome song. Hit it, Camille. To our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are family.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are family.
Read this, read that.
We are family, and we love you, cousins.
But we will block you
if you come with that bullshit.
So respect our boundaries.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are family. There will be a quiz. Please memorize the words.
Yeah, because one day we will be live and we will be singing that along with you all in the audience. Yeah. So that is our welcome song.
Yes. So welcome new cousins. Yes, we love it. Welcome. Eye wigs on and ready to party.
I know. So now it is time for our wind downs. So Joyanne, why don't you go first with your lovely wind down if you want to?
Yeah, I can. So first of all, what I'm drinking is I literally went to the store with my auntie Poppy, and I went in to let her buy some stuff. But you know me, if I go in the store, I buy some stuff. So I bought this. It's Spindrift tea, and it's actually quite good. So it's not sweet. It's brewed iced tea with real squeezed fruit. It's non-carbonated. This is peach green tea. It's not sweet at all, but it's got like a little flavor, and it's pretty good.
Mhm.
And I got it in my jaw. But so my wind down is about Auntie Poppy. So every year, my Auntie Poppy, who is the wife of my father's best friend, Uncle Ben, who's the former ambassador. He used to be the ambassador from Congo to South Africa. So he's a
Oh,
retired ambassador, super august personage. But his wife, Poppy, is like the coolest auntie ever. She's from Chicago. She's a home girl. She's a lot of fun. And she comes because their children mainly live in the US. So every year
wow.
she makes a pilgrimage to the US to see all her kids and her sister and all of the families, how big up Nancy and all the family. And we are part of the family, right? Because I didn't my father wasn't shit, but his best friend, Uncle Ben, is dope. That's why I wish was my father. Like he was the best. He's the best African dad
Oh,
ever. And so we've just adopted ourselves into the family. And so when we went to South Africa, we stayed by them, so that's our family. So she
yeah.
comes every year. So this year, the challenge with getting to Auntie Poppy, because she comes, she stays in the guest room, which is at all the seasoned citizens guest room that they think is their room. So in her room. But to get here, we had to coordinate our schedules because we were traveling. So we were in Chicago. We went there for the Chicago Black Women's Expo, which was really cool. It was very fun. We met like the president of WVON, at the classic radio station, all the things. So we did our whole WVON thing, but then we had to and did our, our all the stuff. But then we had to make it back in time. Oh, and we participated in a march which commemorated the Dr. King March in 1966 66 to Marquette Park. So I don't know if y'all remember that, Dr. King moved his operation to Chicago at one point, and
Mm.
he was trying to highlight racism in the North. So he moved his family into a tenement on the west side of Chicago. And they at one point tried to do a march to Marquette Park, which was in the white neighborhood. And they got bottles thrown at them, things thrown at them, like he got injured. People don't really talk about it, but his Chicago campaign was actually dramatic. And he said he never saw racism worse than he saw in Chicago, even worse than the South. I know, time. So we had to fly all the way back after the march. So here was how the logistics had to go. The march was Saturday morning. We had to get to the march. I had to introduce the march in the march, get out of the march backstage. It was Common, a bunch of people, Dr. King's daughter, all the people. I had to get away
Wow.
from them, get into the car, make it to the airport. And Jason and I had to get back to fly back because Poppy was landing at 5:30 and we were landing at 5:15. We had to meet her in the airport, coming from two completely different places, meet up in the same airport, get in the same car, and get here. And nothing could go wrong. So my wind down is we literally made everything work. We literally marched in the march, ended up backstage, high five Common, high five Dr. King daughter, got in the car, made it all the way to the airport, got on the plane, and we literally landed at our plane was late. So I was like, damn, but we landed at the exact same time. Ended up at neighboring baggage claims. Like it was so crazy. She ended up at the baggage claim 1. We ended up at baggage
Oh,
claim
that's
2 at DCA,
crazy.
which is crazy. We were literally next to each other, met up, got in the car with her 84 bags because people come from South Africa. They had 140 bags, and we had a time, including Jackie's thing that she wanted me to mention. I did a domestic thing. So the next morning, after coming, sitting up all night, Kiki and hanging out, watching the worst movie ever that Jackie recommended.
Oh, what movie?
It was a movie about finding joy.
The Girl in the Mountains?
Girl. We were laughing. We enjoyed it though. It was bad good. It was good, bad, bad good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was cheesy. So we watched the cheesy movie. And then the next morning, I got up and I did a whole domestic thing, made everybody breakfast. I made a full breakfast with avocado and spinach and hot pepper, red pepper on everything. I did make her some eggs. Sorry, Jackie. She wanted eggs and avocado and spinach and everything. So I made breakfast and I was a full domestic, wonderful daughter to my Auntie Poppy. So big up to Poppy. She's still in town. She's visiting more family, but we had a time. So my wind down is I had a great time with Auntie Poppy, and we're now going to eventually send her back to Uncle Ben in one piece and her belly full of delicious food that I made her.
And tell them how you learned how to properly open an avocado.
Oh, okay. Jackie don't do my wine down for me. Yes. And so I'm making the avocado. And one thing I hate cooking, but the one thing with avocado is I hate opening it. It's very hard to open it. You have to get the little seed out of it, and then you have to cut it up and get the skin off and crazy. Jackie did teach me the secret, which I used again this today, to get the seed out the avocado. It was magical. You just stick the knife in and turn it. It was amazing. So yes, Jackie helped me make fabulous breakfast. And so it was a Jackie assisted breakfast. The end of my wind down. Magic.
So wait, is Auntie Poppy still there?
She left last night. Her nephew Michael came over, hung out with us, watched the show. And then we sat up till way too late. And then they drove to his house, which is about 45 minutes away from here. She has mad family here because she's American. And so her family is all here. She's from Chicago. And so, she was giving us ideas where to eat. Like, that's her hometown in Chicago. So yeah, she's visiting another family member. And then on the 10th is when she actually flies back to South Africa. But she stops in all the houses. She was at her daughter's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then she was in another family member in Maryland. Then she came to us. She goes from house to house. That's the African way.
I love that. Somebody said who was sitting with Jason last night.
So that was Michael, who is her nephew. So you saw him in the background. If you're watching Read This, Read That, he came over because he was going to take her to his house. He's like 45 minutes from here. So we told him, just come on over. And so he was chilling with Jason in the studio because he's also a production guy. He's a cameraman. So he loves to sit with Jason. They talk their little tech talk. So he was sitting in there with Jason in his studio while Poppy was like hanging out with Winsome and hanging out with us. And so it was fun. We had a good time. They were our little audience last night for the show.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
We had a great time. And I needed the break. Sometimes you just need a little mental health break because I'm always working. And I even did a little work Sunday night. I did a live thing for the primaries tonight. But we had a great time. I actually really enjoyed having a little downtime with my Poppy. We even went to the mall, girl. We did everything because she had to buy bag. She needed Tumi bags. And so listen, we even went. My ass was in the mall, which is crazy because I don't do that.
Wow. That's saying something.
Something. What's your wind down, lady?
You did not like Finding Joy. I mean, listen, no, it's not an award-winning movie, but I love the guy that she ended up with. He is so fine. I love his story of why. I mean, it's such a cute little love story movie.
But we were critiquing the script. We were just like, come on, man. We were the plot holes. We were like plot hole.
Anyway, have y'all seen Finding Joy? It's so good. And I thought you would love the name. Okay, so my wind down, I had a lot going on, but I decided to lean into Bernie because you all have heard me, those cousins who've been here for a while, Joy, and I know you know. Bernie he's had diarrhea like really ongoing with little moments of solid poop since May, really since late April, and it has been ongoing, going to the doctor, a lot of vet visits. It adds up, right? So I was going to one vet and I switched because I just didn't like how they made me feel when I went there, because for some reason, I found him 2 years ago wandering in my neighborhood, walking on 3 legs, holding up one, took him to therapy. Now he walks on all 4. So all of a sudden he develops this diarrhea thing. I take him to this vet. I don't know his history, but he can be very that's embarking. He can be very aggressive when he goes to the vet, to the point that we have to put a muzzle on him. And so I went out and got a muzzle, took him in. And so when I go to the vet, it's like, it's just anxiety. I just get so much anxiety because in the lobby, if there are other dogs, he's so like anxious and aggressive, but he's such a sweet dog. Like, he gets along with my cats, he gets along with my other dog people, but it's just going to the vet is just traumatic for him. So anyway, the old vet, part of the reason that I left them was because of that, but I went and got medicine and they were like, come back in 3 weeks. I'm like, 3 weeks? This dog is malnutritioned now. His fur is coming out. He's losing weight. I'm really worried. So I said, you know what? Let me get another opinion, because I also didn't like the way they treated me. Like, they treated it like he was some child that was just out of control and being rude. And I just didn't like it. This new vet, let me tell you, if you're in the Atlanta area and you are a real animal lover and you care about your pets, right? go to the Conyers Animal Hospital. It is worth the trek because I'm sick of vets upcharging you. Hey,
Yes.
blood work today? Hey, do you want to get this? And all of a sudden you're paying $1,000 when
Yeah.
you went in because your dog, is limping. And you just
Yeah.
want to know why. And they're like, well, it could be gallbladders. It could be
Yeah.
this. It could be that. It could be the liver. And it was just, I've been through that so many times. So Conyers Animal Hospital, they have a back entrance that they allowed me to go. They have like a quiet room that you
Oh.
open the door and you go right in there. So Bernie never left that room except to go and get weighed. And we went together, but they were so sweet and accommodating. They had a team to come in. And when I tell you, we were like, he went over, the vet went over the entire, like really sat and talked to me about his history, what it could be. Cause I was so nervous, especially because of the weight loss and the fur coming out.
Yeah.
Y'all, they gave me such time and care. And then they went out of their way not to upcharge me. Right. Cause I went in for blood work. They didn't even do it. They said, listen, based on what you're telling us, let's do some research. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's switch this medication to that. Let's do this. And they were like, let's, because they like, we know you like research. Let's look up all these things and let's figure it out. They were like, call us anytime. Let's see. And he gained a pound from the first time he went there and the second. But you guys, listen to me. If you love your babies and you want, like, still a new experience, but I've been to so many vets over the years. This experience blew me away with their care, their kindness, their customer service. Y'all, oh my God. It was, I'm blown away. So Conyers Animal Hospital, I cannot recommend them enough. Cannot recommend them enough. So Bernie, he still got solid poop, but they gave me backup medication just in case it comes back. Where the last vet, I called them and I said, well, he's got diarrhea again. Can I come? You can't come back. Can't come back unless you come and do blood work. Because that's the next step. They wouldn't even let me come and pick up medication for him. And it was a Friday. I was going into the weekend. I said, I'm done with them. This other vet, they gave me backup medication, told me what I could get over the counter, told me to get him some yogurt, some Greek yogurt because the prebiotics in there, cheese, which, we won't say about that. But they were telling me to, they were like, these are some things you can get over the counter to help manage what's going on with him. They think it might be anxiety.
Oh.
They don't know for certain, but they weren't concerned about cancer or anything like that. They said because of his history, and they really listened to me. I feel like a parent who has like a child that you would go into doctor to doctor. And like, I've been dealing with this, like I said, since April.
Yeah.
The first time I have hope that we could find out, because the doctor's like, we gonna figure out what's going on with that dog, y'all.
Jackie found herself, but as a doctor.
Girl, I did. And he told me I got to keep a diary. So this morning when he pooped, girl, I had to take pictures of the poop. And I have to journal like what he's eating, how he's acting, and all these things. But I'm so like, this is the perfect project for me.
Yes, it is. It truly is. Yes. Somebody said my man. Yes, I agree. I think you found the perfect vet because that's basically sounds like you. If you were a vet.
Yes, I should be. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a vet. But somehow I got bitten by the journalism bug, ended up on the high school newspaper, and here I am.
The rest is history. But no, but I still think you should eventually open an animal rescue. Because you don't have to be a vet to do that.
I know. I'm actually thinking about that. I've been researching it, trying to figure out how to get it started. So I am thinking about that. I really
totally do.
I think it would be so. I mean, if you saw how I spent my mornings and my nights playing with animals, doing all the things, and I just love it.
It's your calling. I'm telling you, you need a little animal. You need like a little farm for animals that's literally just like an animal rescue, and you can take them all, and that way you can have all of them. You don't have to give none of them away. You just put them on an animal rescue, and if somebody wants to adopt one, they can adopt. But you can literally, somebody said create a pet food line, right? You used to do a vegan pet food line.
Yeah, all that. I mean, the sanctuary would be the main thing that I really want to do, just to kind of take in all the unwanted and homeless.
You could take in all the water bugs that you don't want to kill.
I I could. The
You
spiders
could have
and
a
the
little
water
water bug,
bugs.
the spiders, the water bugs, they'd all have a place in
See, and you could have
Jackie's.
called me about the water bug in your place. I would have come up to get them. Oh,
You could
somebody
pick
asked,
them
what
up.
am I drinking? I'm so glad you asked because I have my very favorite non-alcoholic
Your
rose,
favorite thing.
sparkling rose, Prima Pave.
They
I
need a
was
sponsor
running.
at this point. At this point, they
I
need a
hate
sponsor.
opening. Do I have something to open it with? Oh yeah, I do. Girl, I hate opening like champagne bottles because the pop always makes me jump.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, they close it with a real champagne flute. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, y'all look, it's got the whole kit and caboodle.
Yes.
Like
Okay.
you open it up, you can see a little,
A
coming
little
out. I
effervescence.
got my
Yes.
spoon. A
Yes.
spoon will keep it bubbly for a
They
while.
do.
Okay,
Spoon will keep it bubbly. That is very
let me
true.
let me pour this. Yeah, so that is my wine.
Golden Defiance Queen says, I used to rescue baby birds and felt weird about it. Felt weird. No, you shouldn't feel weird. We had a friend. I told y'all we had the little boy Evan down the street that was basically Jackie, but a little boy. He rescued everything. He would see a bird on the street and he would pick it up and try to rescue the wing, try to fix the wing. He gave us Turbo because he didn't want to give any of his. He's like Jackie. The dog had puppies. The two dogs had puppies, and he wanted to keep them all. And the mom was like, you can't keep them all. So he just looked to have his friends get them so he could visit them every day. And he literally visited every day. You all right there, girl? Oh, okay. Don't joke now. But yeah, no, Evan would come over every day and he had big hair and he loved animals and he wanted all the pets. He had so many dogs and he was just like Jackie. He was, oh no, are you okay?
Yeah, you know how
Okay.
you ever get air or something to go down the wrong way?
Go down the wrong thing, yes. Mm-hmm.
Girl,
But
this
yeah,
happened
no.
live on air one day. And I had a co-host who just sat live on the air, who just sat and looked at me.
Like,
I was
I'm
like,
dying, right? You want to help me?
and I'm like, I couldn't talk. And I was like, like the whole, like I muted here. I was going the whole thing. He just sat and looked at me. Because it was my turn to read. I'm like, brother, you can't improvise.
Right.
I'm thinking in my head, girl, it was crazy.
Figure it
And
out.
somebody said, raise your hand.
Oh, does that make you stop coughing? Is that true?
Huh?
I didn't realize that you could raise your hands and stop coughing.
Well, they do it for babies. You know, that's what you're supposed to do when
that.
a baby is coughing, have them raise their hands up.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that about a baby?
No.
Girl, you got 3 of them. How
I
do
know,
I know that?
But if they started coughing, you know, with the baby, the secret to everything with a baby, and is your wrap coming out the back? Look at your back. Your back just
no,
dropped.
it's just tied.
Oh, okay. No, everything with those kids, it was the bounce. You hold them and bounce. Bouncing is the secret to babies. People don't know. People be on the plane. Sometimes I want to tell them, but I'm like, it's none of my business. But you bounce. But you just bounce, it calms them down.
Davies says raising your hands clears the passageways.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Look, you learn something new. Look, I got 3 of them to adulthood without knowing that. So I feel pretty. They lucky they made it.
Girl.
They're lucky they made it, girl.
Okay. So that is my wind down.
They want to see the dog. We got Sue wants to see the dog.
Patting
the back is what I would do. Yeah, we would pat them on the back. If the kids were coughing, we would pat them on the back. That's what we used to do.
Yes, pat them on the back and have them raise their weight. I'm gonna send Bernie is downstairs because I'm trying to get my mother to take him out to see if he has to poop because he's barking so much. But I'm gonna send Camille this photo and see if she can get it up of him and his muzzle. But anyway,
somebody said show the mayonnaise jar. It's not a mayonnaise jar. It's this jar. I love these jars.
Mason.
I love a
mason jar. Yeah, listen. I would drink. We used to drink iced tea out of this. What we used to do when my mom was alive and we were in Denver, we would make iced tea in these and sit it all day on the windowsill, and we would sit it on the windowsill side where the sun was going to hit it, and you just let that thing steep, and then we couldn't wait to drink it, but we would put it in mason jars. And you would make the best tea. I love a mason jar. It's my favorite thing. I would drink out of a mason jar before I would drink out of anything. I just think it's great. And yeah, you could do lemonade.
Because you know what the big ones are good for. So speaking of loving to cook, for the big ones, the ones that are taller, you can put a salad in them and save it for later. Like if you have to go to work, because you put the dressing in first at the bottom.
Oh.
Then you put you put all the toppings. Let's say you have cucumbers, like you stack it. Cucumbers, tomatoes. Let's say you want, like, you stack it, and then you stuff the lettuce in last. You like really stuff it in, put it on, and then when you get to work or wherever you're going, you take it off and flip it, and the dressing comes out last.
What?
Oh yeah, it's so, because you can also take it and shake the dressing through it, and then
that's what I
pour it
was
out.
thinking. Shake it. Oh, baby.
Bernie's cute.
I am learning so many new things on today. I love a salad in a jar, but I've never thought of that.
Oh, it's so brilliant. Like if you have to, if you're
my mother
going
used
somewhere.
She used to do peaches. She used to like put peaches to like do peach preserves in mason jar. The other thing, peach preserve in a mason jar. I do love a good little, and sun tea is the best thing. But anyway, let's see the picture.
Oh, is it there?
I think it's ready.
Do we have it of Bernie?
Oh, Bernie. Oh.
That's him at the vet with his new, listen, if you have to get a muzzle, this is the one, you guys, because it allows him, because they have these tight ones that close their mouth shut. That's the one you want to get, because it allows them to pant and breathe and bark, but they can't get to you because he tries to bite everybody at the vet, including me.
Oh, wow.
That's the one that you want. He looks like Hannibal Lecter there, but he really
does. He's Hannibal Lecter Bernie.
I got it at Petco. And this is the large. This is the large. And he's about right now, like usually he's about 40 pounds. He's about 30 pounds dog. I got the large because he has a protruding snout.
Yeah.
But I bought 3 of them because I wasn't sure the size, and the large one fit him the best. But y'all hear me when I say, if you have to get a muzzle for your dog, that is the one to get.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's made out of like rubber or something like that. So it's not hard against his face or anything. But he's so cute. He's a sweet baby. He's a sweet baby. So
all right, let's get to the issue you need to know.
Well, before we do that, we do want to pay some bills here.
Oh, we should pay bills.
And share a little word from our advertiser, but we're going to wait for, us to get into the right framing, right, Camille, for us to start having this conversation with the logo and all. There we
go.
Hey, Baskin Lather, you guys, let's continue that conversation, because a while ago, when you all first heard us talking about Baskin Lather, Joanne and I were talking about how, even though we had great products that we love, this and that here and there, we were sent these products, and y'all, we fell in love. We saw our hair change for the better as far as hydration, styling, things like that. So Baskin Lather, we couldn't say enough good things about this company.
Indeed. And I just was at Coco's to get my hair done recently, got another A+ for hydration. Yay! And it used to be her big beef with me is, why aren't you hydrating your hair? But no more. Baskin Lather, I appreciate, because the products are easy to use. You spray it on, it absorbs into your hair, it gives you great luster, it gives you great moisture. And I have not gotten the beat down from my stylist that I used to get over not moisturizing my hair since I've been using it. It's wonderful. And we love that it was created by 2 Black women, 2 sisters who had their own issues with their hair. So they set out to solve a problem that they were experiencing themselves. And they created a product that's great for your hair, that smells heavenly, makes your hair feel amazing. We absolutely love it, Baskin Lather. It is a fabulous product. We highly recommend.
We love them so much. And one of our favorite products of the many wonderful things that they have is the hydrating mist. We both got that and tried it out, and y'all, it's a love affair, because I was just kind of like, when I twist my hair at night, just water, but that is giving you water plus, products that are hydrating beyond that. Cause sometimes water is not enough.
Yes.
Y'all know, the natural girlies, y'all know sometimes water's not enough, because it can end up drying your hair out depending on what you're putting on after. This does everything all in one shot. So that is the hydrating mist. They have the hair balm that's 100% natural, no petroleum, no lanolin, so many great things. So,
and I put that one on I put that on my edges. So you go see how my edges are looking cute. Yes, I put the little hair balm on my edges. So we just put a little dab, 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 dab. And that's it. The hair routine is simple, right? Because there's no lanolin. You do not want lanolin and petroleum in the products that you're using. I know back in the day, that's what people use, but you do not want that. You want hydration without those chemicals.
Absolutely. So here's what you do, you guys. Go to Baskin Lather. It's right there on your screen. BaskinLatherCO.com. Use the code RTRT for 20% off. So that's BaskinLatherCO.com and use that code RTRT for 20% off. Thank you, Baskin Lather.
Get your hair together.
Get your head together.
Yes.
Okay, so now on to Ish You Need to Know. And Joyanne, we're going to talk about the latest of what's going on with ICE and when it comes to the arrest of Black people specifically. And you get us into that story.
Right. So Baji, which is the Black Alliance for Just Immigration, big ups to Nanak Yampi from Baji, they have been sending up the alarm because the amount of arrests of Black immigrants is accelerating. And they are now grabbing Black folks, not just from their jobs, from restaurants, from parking lots at Walmart, but they're also going into the airports, y'all. And they're grabbing people as they're getting on planes, both domestic and international flights, because they are partnering with TSA. TSA is snitching on folks. And these are not people who are here in the country illegally. Remember, if you're an undocumented immigrant, you're probably not getting on a plane because you got to go through TSA. No, these are people with pending legal immigration cases. They have a case coming up for asylum, or they're getting their green card, or they got their green card and trying to go to citizenship. So they're on a legal process, but they just want them out because they are a Black immigrant, just like what they're doing to brown immigrants. So they're snatching them. And not only are they snatching people who've gone through TSA at the airport, pulling them out of line after they go through TSA, they're grabbing airport workers. The new thing they're doing is they just want bodies. They just want numbers. They are grabbing airport workers. If you've been in an airport lately, you will note that a disproportionate number of the people pushing folk on wheelchairs, handling the baggage, doing a lot of that work are Black, and a lot of them are Black immigrants, Africans, Haitians. The third thing that is the big alarm is that they're really hitting places like Miami hard. So if you are in any big city or in an airport and you know anyone who has, yes, and the other piece, and Ray Sunshine is pointing it out in the chat, that is another thing, is that they're taking people who are Haitians, who are in a legal immigration process, and making them wear ankle monitors like they are a criminal to make sure they can't go nowhere. They also, when people were coming for the World Cup, were doing stringent rules to make sure that they could not stay even 1 second longer than their immigration paper said to come and be a tourist. This is killing tourism. It's really, really scary what they're doing to Black immigrants. So we just want to raise the alarm, particularly if you're in a big city.
Yeah, it definitely is scary. And it just feels like they're doing what I would equate to, some people might say, it's not this exactly, but kind of like an ethnic cleansing, as in just trying to push, because
it is ethnic cleansing.
A lot of racist white people feel like there's this great replacement. There's this great replacement theory where the census estimates that, I want to say in 2060, 2040, something, it's soon, that white people will come the minority in this country. And so white people, a lot of racists, right, feel like, let's get rid of as many Black and brown people as we can.
Yes, that's right.
They have, and experts who have researched this feel like a lot of mass shootings that involve Black people, like at Mother Emanuel and things like that, with these white supremacists, that is their goal. That's why they go into places that are highly populated by Black people and try to kill us. And when you look at deaths of, like, the hanging deaths that have been going on, you wonder, I mean, this theory in their mind is leading to violence against us, brown people, and so many others. And I feel, this is my theory, I have no proof of this, that this administration is operating under that theory and trying to push out, right?
Yeah, they're trying to change the demographics of the country, because Stephen Miller is obsessed with this idea that Black, brown, Muslim, these people are taking over the country from white Christians, and they want to rebalance the country toward white conservative Christians. And one other thing I will add is there are numerous videos on social media that you're seeing pop up about Black people dying in ICE custody. They're not giving people their stroke meds. They're not giving people their diabetes medication. They're literally throwing them, they're kidnapping people off the street, throwing them into detention, moving them all around the country so that their lawyers and their families can't find them, and then they're refusing to give them their medication. Numerous people have died, including Africans, Haitians, Black folk in general. It's really terrifying.
Yeah. And there's a woman, her name is Gabrielle Johnson, whose 55-year-old father, is a Black woman, Black father, was taken into ICE custody from in Georgia and transferred to Texas. She is saying on social media that he suffered a stroke while in transit and denied his necessary medications, food, and water, leading to a major medical. That's how he had the stroke. And she is pleading for help. He was hospitalized in Texas, but the family is being blocked from speaking to him. So her name is Gabrielle Johnson. You've probably seen her video on social media. So let's keep an eye on that story.
Yes, absolutely.
That is
Horrible.
heartbreaking. Now, other issue you need to know is this study, Joyanne, and you're going to give us details on that, on Black men and boys from West Bellamy.
Dr. West Bellamy, yes.
And they did an intensive study over a long period of time, interviewing thousands of Black men and boys for the results. And a lot of people are not reporting on this. So we wanted to make it a point to talk about this study. So go ahead, Joanne, because I know you know more detail.
Absolutely. So this is from the John Mercer Langston Institute. It's the economic state of Black men and boys in the United States. The intro was written, of course, by Dr. West Bellamy. If people remember, he was the youngest state official in the state of Virginia in the Virginia House. And he was the guy whose district included Charlottesville. So he was part of that whole Charlottesville experience.
Wow.
And so some of the top lines of what they found is that there are 22.7 million Black men and boys in the United States. Of them, 6.6% of the adults are unemployed. It's the highest unemployment rate for any of the demographic groups, including Black women. The median weekly earnings of Black men are the lowest, 70 cents per every white male dollar. Black men earn 70 cents on the dollar versus white men. The percentage of Black men enrolled at HBCUs is only 26%. That is down from 38% in 1976. You've also got the home ownership rate among Black men is down. It is 43% of Black men are homeowners. That is down from that is versus 73% of white households led by a white man are homeowners. One more, the share of Black men who are just out of work, period, is 30%. So nearly 1/3 of our Black men are out of work, and that is a decline in 1.7% from their employment rate of last year. So it's not good news. There's a lot of challenges. We know that we talk a lot about what Black women are going through in this society under the Trump regime, but statistically, Black men are in even more hurt.
Yeah, and part of the study, they're calling for early mentorship, stronger literacy programs, mental health and career support, expanded apprenticeships, and skilled trade opportunities, and targeted help for Black men facing long-term unemployment. But I want to add to that. They're not recommending this, but I think this needs to be added. How to have and maintain successful relationships, right? Romantic relationships. Because here's the thing. Black men are more successful. This is a study now, are more successful when they are in a romantic partnership, right? They do better. They are more successful in their lives and marriages. But what is happening is Black women, along with so many women in this country, are rejecting relationships, right? Because a lot of men don't know how to act. Let's just say it. Don't know how to act. And women are like, wait a minute, I could do bad all by myself. I don't have to deal with you cheating and out there acting crazy. I can be solo, right? And so I think that relationship management could really be a positive thing for these brothers.
Throw it out there. But I will note that, I think that is a good point. But one of the things that the study also shows is that even in a two income household relationship, that tends to be a higher income. But what this study is finding, that even high net worth and high income Black men are doing worse versus their white equivalent. So it may make it better, but we still have a disparity even in every income gap, whether it's low, medium, or high income. Black men are facing disparities versus white men regardless. So we need something on both sides. There's a systemic racism problem, but I think, Jackie, you're right. There's also an interpersonal problem. We got to fix them both. And HBCUs can also solve that third thing, which is the rejection of Black men out of higher education in the predominantly white institutions. If we could get our Black institutions with more money, if they had bigger, ability
They
to do
need sponsors. I
scholarships.
told you, every celebrity or big celebrity needs to adopt an HBCU.
An HBCU.
And
Get these brothers in
like,
there.
they don't have to give all their money, but they could help raise money. Can you imagine if Beyonce did a concert at Clark Atlanta University every year to raise money? Baby, it's done. That's all I'm saying. And please start with Clark, my school, Clark Atlanta University.
But I
love FAMU. So
you love FAMU. But I was gonna say, if Beyonce did it, she gonna do Texas Southern. That's what she's most emotionally connected to. She emotionally connected to Texas Southern. That's where she would have gone had she gone to college.
That don't mean she got
Texas Southern.
She could choose,
that lady from Texas.
That don't matter. She could choose whatever school she want to. She's cool, whatever choose school she want to do. Listen, Ludacris can do it, right?
Yeah, Ludacris can do it. Let Luda do it. Yeah, Luda should do Atlanta. I think they should each do one in a state they feel connected to. And a lot of states don't even have an HBCU. Start with that. There's a lot of, so you only have a limited number of states to even have them.
Right. So right. Well, I say, start with CAU or FAM. I love FAM too.
Love it.
Okay, so what time is it? So
somebody said Luda is MAGA. I don't know. Is Ludacris MAGA?
No, hell? I don't think that is true. That comes from, now remember, he got looped. I don't know if that is true. Let me say that. I'm not saying that it's false, but I don't think that we confirmed that it is true. Remember that big concert, and he ended up on the billing, but then he had his name, he pulled out of it.
He pulled his name off. Yeah.
And there were people saying that, well, we don't know if he was down with it at first, or somebody like his manager, or somebody put him as a part of it. We never heard that. I don't think that is true.
I've never heard he's MAGA.
But that was the rumor based on him being affiliated with that concert. But a lot of artists were put on that billing. That doesn't mean that they signed up for it, because we know how MAGA lies.
They be lying.
They lie, and everybody pulled out of it. So we don't know. So
yes,
like I'm not saying that he's not, but I can't say, we can't confirm that he is.
Okay, so, yeah. Don't put that on him if it ain't true now.
I gotta be careful with the people, girl. Gotta be careful with the people.
We got Beyonce has donated to numerous HBCUs, including Grambling, Norfolk State, TSU, etc. All right, thank you, Brittany. Not Brittany. Brittany.
He's already moving in that direction. She's already moving in that direction. Come on now.
We got Ludacris. Carlos Scott says Ludacris is not MAGA. I know him and his management. Okay, so he's not MAGA.
Hey, Carlos Scott.
And we know Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
We know and love Carlos. Yes. Carlos, listen, you need to work on getting some, because everybody in Atlanta. Who are some Atlanta artists we can get to support? Got to get somebody to do Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, and Morris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. And Morehouse School of Medicine.
And get some little Florida ones together. Y'all find some little Florida ones. We can get Uncle Luke to do one of them. At least he can do Flomo.
Girl, FAMU.
And he can do, but we got to do Florida Memorial. People don't forget, you got to do Florida Memorial, and you got to do FAMU. What's up? There's a couple. There's a few more, but Florida might have 4 HBCUs. Hold on,
let me
look up. I think they have 4. So they have Florida A&M. They have Bethune-Cookman. How did I forget? Bethune-Cookman.
Luda's manager is a CAU graduate. Yes, they do have Bethune-Cookman, because my godson
Bethune-Cookman in Daytona Beach. Mm-hmm. And they got Edward Waters University. So we got 4 in Florida. So we got to get it together. And the total number of HBCUs isn't that many. So yes, North Carolina got North Carolina A&T. You got Miles College, which I think is in Alabama. There's so many colleges.
There's so many, and there are many.
State, Maryland.
There are more celebrities than there are Black celebrities, and it don't just have to be the Black people. Those of you white celebrities who love Black culture and want to talk in Black talk, and go to rap concerts, y'all can do it too.
Indiana
come on,
got one.
Put your money
and it's
in
not
there.
that many. Yeah, we could do a map. We should put a little map.
Well, y'all can look that up. Y'all know where they are. We ain't gonna find
them.
Y'all go find them. But the point is, celebrities can adopt a school.
Sorry, Nala's trying to come in. She's banging on the door. She's just gonna annoy me, so I have to just let her in.
There's so much going on. You know what I'm gonna do, Camille? I'm gonna hold Nolan and talk about the ASAP Rocky thing in the next 5 minutes. Is that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You
Okay.
and I don't know if you have that. Okay. So there's a situation going on with ASAP Rocky, right? So he DM'd this business owner for a potential business deal. You can see the DM right there, right? Good
Okay.
morning, Alan. That's from ASAP Rocky. And the guy, it's a logo designer named Alan Peters. He was so excited
Yeah.
that he shared this post. He took a screenshot it and then shared it. And ASAP Rocky then responded, "This is distasteful. Well, I guess we won't be working. Best of luck, buddy." Because ASAP was like, why would you go and put
Why
this
would you
out there,
share
right? And so,
this?
but here's what's interesting. We love to know, cousins, how you all think about this. People are really divided. Some people are saying, man, you got to be better about your business. Like you and I, we know, right? We know not to do this. But a lot of people are saying, well, he was just excited. And so he wanted
Yeah.
to share it. But y'all, you just cannot do
Don't
that.
do
If a
that.
celebrity DMs you, they're DMing you for a reason. Keep it
Yes.
private. And people are like, well, he was
Yes.
so excited. ASAP, give him a break. Because that
No.
already tells you how he's going to handle
Correct.
your business. That's a big
Yes.
indicator. And maybe he wouldn't do that, but I don't know why
You at
he
least
did
got to
that.
text DM, do you mind if I share this? Because
Or
this
close
is
the deal. Get the business done first before you bragging about who's in your DMs.
but
They didn't even get the
also
business done.
didn't get the business. But even so, even if he'd gotten the business, I don't think you should be. See, we do. If you're a person that's a public person, the last thing you want is the people you've hired to do stuff go in public and saying you did business with them without your permission, because then it's like they know that this person has your phone number. The whole world knows this person knows where you live. Like
Yeah.
it's too much. It's too much information. It's unprofessional. Oh, that makes me so sad. Don't do
Yeah.
that. And I can understand why he would be excited. I totally get that. You're like, oh my God, ASAP Rock. Tell your friends, y'all. DM your cousins. DM your family. Don't put it on blast.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I would give this
Mm-mm.
advice, right? From someone who, and we both have been around a lot of celebrities, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like even when you're around somebody that you are really excited to meet, just take a breath,
Mm-hmm.
survey where you are or what the situation is. And sometimes you just need to keep that. Sometimes you don't need to take a picture.
Yeah.
Sometimes just be in the moment and so you have to evaluate it case by case. And a situation where somebody wants your business, do you know how much
Mm-hmm.
money this guy could have made?
You could have made so
He
much
could
money. This
have
dude
made
reached out to you. Oh, this
girl.
hurts my heart because I don't, yeah, people talk too much. It's a thing of like we've had contractors come here to work here. And if
Yeah.
I saw that they were putting on their Instagram that they worked on
Girl.
his house, it's done. You are finished. We are not. Don't be showing my house in your
Mm-mm.
Instagram. You showing people where I live. No, I'm working with you. You working with me, but don't be telling everybody that's my client. We had one we had to let go because they bragged to us that they bragged to someone else that we were their client. And we're like, well, you're not my client. Well, we're not your
No.
client anymore. You can't, and I had to tell them, don't ever go telling people that I'm your, I know you're proud that I'm your client, but you telling people too much. You need to keep that to yourself. Or you
Yeah.
can obscure who it is. You can say, I have a great client that's in the media business. I went and bought a car. Or not bought. When I went to go lease a car, and there was one of the men in there who was telling me all the people who leased from him. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, you must be telling that I lease from you. That just
Hmm.
made me nervous because this
Yes.
person freely told me
Yeah.
who other people was in there getting cars from them. And I'm like, that means you talk. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I want to come back here. So it's like, I think you
Mm-mm.
got to realize people are in this world where people be giving death threats to people randomly. People get obsessed with people. People are weirdos. They want to stalk you. It's unfortunate we're in a world where you really cannot just be putting people business out there like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No,
It cannot be. I
no.
I feel bad for him, but
Me too.
this will be a lesson that he will carry for the rest
Rest of his
of
life.
his life, child. And other
He will
people
know.
will learn from this lesson. Move quietly.
Move quietly.
If you have an opportunity to work with a VIP, keep your mouth shut. Keep
Like
it
a thief in
shut.
the night.
Be
Like a thief
quiet.
in the night.
Learn. You know what I mean? Move how you move, but do it quietly. Everything does not have to be for public consumption.
Mm-mm,
Don't do it.
mm-mm.
Don't do it.
Don't
All
do
right.
it. Mm-mm.
And with that, it is time for us to welcome our wonderful guest, Joanne. I don't know if you have it near, but if you don't worry about it. We are about to announce, I hope you have it, I think you do, our book club pick for the month of August, which is boom. Oh, you got it. The book Kin. Yes. From Tayari Jones. Y'all, let me tell you a little bit about our author who is here with us to talk a little bit about the book. So this is the powerful new novel, right? And she is a best-selling and award-winning author. Many readers first fell in love with her acclaimed novel, An American Marriage, which was selected for Oprah's book club. We're creeping up on Oprah's being the country's best book club,
Yes.
though. And appeared on President Barack Obama's reading list, right? Now Tayari returns with Kin, Oprah's latest book club pick selection. Look at Oprah trying to be neck and neck. I love you, Oprah. A moving story of friendship, family, identity, and the ties that bind us across generations. Please welcome Tayari Jones. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Okay, so before we talk about the book, we got to ask about Oprah because we love her. And we just talked about not sharing details. But so this book is her book club pick, or has that happened already? Like where are you with the book club, Oprah's book club?
You know, the thing about it is that you find out months before the book is published. And you know, Oprah being Oprah, she likes to surprise you. So I was in New York meeting with my publisher, and they said, you know, Tiari, you have a guest, a visitor. And I thought it was someone, you know, that I've worked with in the past. And I turned around and it was Oprah. I know. See, I did not know you could serve 2 terms.
Well, now you know.
Now you know. That just speaks to your work, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's really wonderful working with her. You know, people think of Oprah so much as a brand, but really she is a person who books just kind of are her happy place, and she wants to share them with other people.
That is wonderful.
Now this book is really about friendships on so many levels. Tell us about Ken and what we're in store for as we prepare to read this book.
You know, Ken is, you know, it's a real kind of like a classic friendship novel. It's about 2 women who have been friends since they were 2 infants sharing a cradle. What they have in common is that neither of them has their mother. One, Annie, her mother ran off and left her, and Nisi's mother was killed in an act of domestic violence when she was just an infant. And so they never knew their moms. And so they kind of filled that space for each other. But as we know, you know, you can grow up together, but when you get to be adults, you know, you can go in 2 different paths. So Nisi goes to Atlanta, where she attends my alma mater, Spelman College, and Annie goes off to Memphis to find her mother. And this story is set in the 1950s and 60s. So it's also a civil rights story, it's a women's rights story, but at its very heart, it is a friendship story that I think transcends time.
Oh my God,
I love that.
Joanne Reed really into this because when she heard 1950s, like this woman in history is her dad.
Well, that was where I was going to jump in and ask because, you know, how do you prepare to sort of create the environment if you're doing a book that's from, you know, a past era?
You know, this was not the story I planned to write. I pride myself being a writer of my own generation because I feel like as a Black writer, there's so much pressure to fill in the gaps of history. And I felt like, okay, if I'm going to have to tell my grandmother's story, is my granddaughter going to tell my story? So I always felt that I'm going to write my generation. But I feel like, you know, they say, you know, man plan, God plan better. I think this story really came to me. I was I had a contract to write a contemporary story really about gentrification in the urban South, but this story insisted on being written. So I was just kind of scribbling, trying to find my way. And I was stunned to find that the characters were living in the 1950s. I thought they must be the parents of my real characters. But I think that as I'm 55 now, I've moved back home to Atlanta to be closer to my own mother because I wanted my mother to I wanted my mother to be like mothers on TV that say, "Come on, baby, let me tell you how it was." And my
Yeah.
mother's just not that person. And I think that that was my fantasy. And
Yeah.
so my imagination really wanted to fill in the blanks. And so when I realized that I was immersed in this era emotionally and spiritually, then I had to get my little self over to the archive and find out the details of that time period. So I like looked in, say, the Sears and Roebuck catalog to see what people wore. And I was frankly stunned by the tyranny of undergarments of the 50s. And I
Yes.
thought of that as really a metaphor for how women live, so trust in, squeeze,
The
conformed.
girdle.
Yes, the long line girdle,
Mhm.
the pointy bra, the pads under your arms so no one can know that you sweat, even though it's the South and it's hot. So this, I kind of use that, the clothing, as a metaphor for what life was like. And also questions of sexuality. Queer people were not invented in the 80s. So what was it like for people to be struggling with their sexuality um, in the backdrop of the civil rights movement? So I had to fill in the blanks for questions that I have that no one ever wanted to answer.
So Sasha said that you weave culture into what, like, so effortlessly. They said you weave into culture so effortlessly. It's mind blowing. I can't talk today. That they love the way you weave in culture into your stories. For you, do you find, now my dog's gonna start barking? Are there a part of you? Is there a part of you in this book, or a part of your mother, your family, that finds itself into a character? Maybe not a main character in some way in your books, or in this book particularly, or
I've always
completely separate
been
from it?
I've always been a listener to stories that, people tell me. And also I look back on things, stories I've heard, and I say, oh, well, wait a minute. Like, this question of looking back on a school teacher that never married. I look back and I'm like, oh, I think there's a reason why that lady never married. And,
Mhm.
I can fill in the blanks there. And also, I graduated from Spelman College and I had always heard, about this curfew they had a curfew when the sun was still shining. You had to be
Hmm.
back in that dormitory at 7 o'clock. And and the risk was expulsion. So, we always talk about respectability in terms of like people would talk about you, but the consequences of respectability in that day were serious consequences. And I wanted to kind of think about what it was like for so much to be on the line in terms of what seemed to be trivial questions of behavior.
Yeah, I
So
asked that because of these two, the two main characters and their connections to their mothers, and how that's key to the story. And then you were talking about your relation, moving back to Atlanta, and your relationship with your mother, and what you had in your mind and what it actually is. Do your ideas of what you wished your mother was like, as far as you all's relationship, does that find its way into this book in any kind of way, or not
I
at all?
believe that really examining the relationship, the relation, really examining the generation ahead of you can
Yeah.
give you respect for that generation because they didn't really tell us what it's like. We don't give them the respect they deserve. I mean, just even thinking about the ways that they live without access to safe, effective contraception, like their lives were on the knife's edge all the time. And so many of the choices they made in motherhood and marriage were informed by this kind of shameful thing that they never talked about to us. So I feel like we didn't learn from the benefit of their experience because they didn't tell us about their experience. And in this book gave me just so much respect for what it must have been like to be a woman in the Jim Crow South who has the nerve to get an education, who has the nerve to be a sexual person in 1963.
yeah, and I do wonder about that too, because you're right, and I'm glad it's not just me, because that my mother's generation, my aunt, my mom, they didn't talk about anything. They literally keep all the secrets from the Gen X girls. We just got to kind of find out. But how do you keep your modern sensibility, your Gen X sensibility, from leaking into your characters?
Well, you know what? The key is I think that we don't want it to seep in, but it actually should, right? Like I think like for example, I think every generation thinks they invented sex. Every generation thinks everyone else was having children, hatching them from eggs. But we really have to understand that no, like in 1920, 1930, 1940, 1950, people were sexual and they were just as sexual as we are. And so you have to let that feeling from the present moment go to your writing, but remember the constraints they were under then. So you have to keep your sensibility, but with the rules of another era.
Before we get another question in, we have Jazzy asking, can we put the book cover back up and the book name? The book is called Kin. You're going to be able to order it in the Read This, Read That bookshop, which is one of the great things about doing our book club, because we want to make sure everybody can get the book immediately. So there it is. There's the cover by Tayari Jones. It's there it is. It's a beautiful cover, by the way. I don't know who. Can you talk a little about the design?
Oh, well, you know what? The funny thing is that the publisher does the design, but this is actually the sixth cover they came up with. The first five were not right for me. And I just, because this book kind of came to me in such a magical way, I knew I needed a magical cover. And I just kept refusing. This is how I ended up in New York when Oprah rolled up on me, because I had just put my foot down with these other covers. And I came to New York so they could see I was a nice person, because I had just had such a tantrum. And I went to show them I could be nice and friendly and down to earth. I was dressed so casual to say, I'm not an angry Black woman. I'm really friendly. And then Oprah rolls up on me and they take video for the ages when I'm going out of my way to look down to earth.
How will this book impact the way, or how do you hope it impacts the way that we cultivate and maintain our friendships? You know what I mean? Because we did a special episode recently about friendships and talked about friendships ending and starting new friendships and how challenging that they can be and how valuable they can be. What do you hope people take away when it comes to our girlfriends and friendships?
I hope people think about our friendships as, people like to say found family, chosen family. I like to say curated family. And that part of our rites of passage as adults is that we get to curate the world we want to have around us. And we are constantly renewing our friendship vows. You know, with your biological family, you are not re-upping on them in the same way. But with your friends, you can tell a lot about a person by who they choose to have in their orbit. And that we have to respect those relationships and look at what they tell us about ourselves, and treasure your friends and give them the same amount of space in your life as you do of your romantic relationships. One thing with this novel, sometimes people say to me, are you going to write a sequel? Because they want to know how the romantic relationships pan out, because they think that the end of a story about a woman's life is about how her marriage works out. And for me, I wanted this to be a novel where the shape of the story is about the friendship, because that is the beating heart, because our friends carry with them the archive of our lives. When you lose a close friend, you lose part of the record of who you are. Think about when you talk to your friends and you're telling a story and they remember part of it that you don't remember. So that means your memory is not complete without your friends. So you are not complete without your friends.
Oh, it's
Wow,
so true.
that's
They
deep.
say when you're in a marriage that that partner is a witness to like the mundane moments of your life. But you're so right. Those friends even more so, right? Because those are your confidants. Those are the people who are part of your life for these long spans of time in ways that a partner never can be,
And there
right?
are fewer rules to friendships. There's no like expectation of friend monogamy. There's no expectation that you have to keep your body in a certain way to remain worthy of friendship. There, like, it's just a friendship. It gives you so much more. It's so much more expansive of who you can be.
Yeah, you can be
Wow,
so much
that's
more
deep.
authentic, so much of who you really are, because a lot of times, I was just reading something on social media the other day about what is like a number of men who end up falling out of love with their wives because of physical appearance, because the wife gains weight or they get older, they're not attractive anymore. And these men felt like they were good men, but because they just weren't attractive anymore to the attracted anymore to the woman. And I never thought about that what you just said about how our friends, like, it's unconditional to a certain extent,
I
right?
mean, can you imagine trading your bestie in for a younger model? That doesn't even make
Right.
sense.
But I mean, and even that,
I love
your
that.
friends are the archive for a lot of the information about your relationship, because who else are you talking about your relationship to is also your friends.
Yes, I mean, and I feel like pop culture, I feel like Bravo has made an entire industry off of convincing women that your friends are not your friends.
Mm.
Say that.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
I mean,
that's
I
deep.
think, and it's so
That's
destructive and
deep.
it's so contrary to our experience. But I feel like
Yes.
when you consume so much media that suggests that women don't like each other, it makes you
Yes.
feel like you and your bestie are some kind of anomaly. But it's not
Ooh.
true. And I think that it is really destructive to our culture to tell
Mm.
us that we cannot count on one another. And it will make you question what you know
Mm.
to be true. So that's also part of the work of this novel, is to undo some of that gaslighting.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I
Wow.
also feel like this is going to open up a much needed conversation about making sure not to take friendships for granted, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people do. A lot of people will, they'll have this great friendship, and then there's a man that comes along or something else.
Mhm.
And you kind of feel like that friend is always going to be there, and a lot of times they are, because they're dealing with their ebbs and flows with friendships. But I love that, because I think a lot of people will read this and realize the true value, even more than they already do, of those friends that we have in our lives.
And also,
Mm.
we have to look at the challenges of it, because two things challenge friendships. Like you said, when one person gets married, because that person has a different life now. And
Yeah.
also the way that questions of class can challenge a friendship.
Ooh.
And that is also what Nisi and Annie have to deal with. They are on different sides of a class divide, which is
Mhm.
also
Mm.
something that happened a lot during the civil rights movement. Suddenly,
Yeah.
opportunity opened up for some Black people. And so people
Right.
went from living in poverty to living suddenly a middle class life with
Right.
different sets of rules and expectations. And one of the
Mm.
questions we still ask today is, can you bring your friends with you? It's
Mm.
complicated, it's difficult, it can be done, but there will be a lot of mistakes made, hurt feelings, and a lot of negotiations.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was one of the things that surprised you as this narrative played out for you when you were writing it?
One of the things that really, well, so many things surprised me. Um, I was surprised at how much physical movement there was in the story. I was surprised at the way that Black entrepreneurship, like the idea of the significance of people who run funeral homes, how much they center in the fight as the upper class
Oh, for
of
real.
of a Black community. And
Hmm.
because also in a community where people are oppressed, this idea of dignity in life and dignity in death, and
Hmm.
also how that leads to wealth, all of that being tied up. I had not really thought about that. And like I said, this idea of life before contraception, this is a wake up
Mm.
call for us today.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
you cannot control your fertility, no one in the community can control their life. Because look at Nisi's Aunt Irene. She did not have an unplanned pregnancy, but her life had an unplanned motherhood. Because
Mm.
because when people cannot control when and where the babies happen, the babies are in the community, and anyone can end up raising a baby they hadn't planned on. And that is something we have to think about as Roe v. Wade is gone, where people are trying
Yes.
to roll back contraception. We can
Yeah.
be back there. So I feel like this novel is, in fact, a wake up call.
Oh no, we on our way back there right now. They're trying to shove us back to the 1930s, not let alone the
But see, because
1950s.
our mothers, this is a theory I have, our mothers could not talk to us about life before contraception
That's right.
because your mother cannot tell you that life before contraception resulted in you. So therefore,
Right.
everyone has to say, oh no, I always wanted 12 children. I always wanted
Right.
13 children.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
Wow.
we can't really understand the
Mm.
terror people
That's
lived
deep.
in when they could not
Mm.
control their fertility.
Yeah.
Can you
Talk to us a
imagine?
little
Mm.
bit about the writing process for you for a book like this, for this particular book. Were you constantly working on it? Do you just kind of unplug from life as much as you can, and you're just consistently, or do you write in spurts? Do you write a little bit, take a break, write, take a break? Like, how long did it take you to write this book?
Well, this book was different than my other books. Usually I am a very deliberate writer. I don't know where the story is going, but I always know what the story is about. This book, I really believe, was the hand of God. I did not know, I didn't even know I was going to be writing about these people or their lives. So I felt like I was following it. Also, I was sick when I was writing this book. I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, which is an autoimmune disorder. It ravaged my vision. I didn't wear glasses at all before this, and I had to wear an eye patch over my eye. And these characters kept me company. I would come to my typewriter because I wanted to see what the people were going to do, because they kept me company and kept me from being so distressed. I mean, I was off of my job for 8 months. I was that sick. So this book was a gift. I really believe this book was a gift to me from God. And the other books, I had to say, what is it I want to say? But this book, I had to say, what is the story trying to tell me?
Oh.
So it was different. I don't want another book to come to me in this way. It was I had to let go of control and follow it. And it was meaningful. It was humbling. And I hope I can go back to my usual way of writing.
Oh. And what did this book tell you in the end? What do you feel like it told you?
I really think it really wanted me to cut my mother some slack and stop being so judgmental. I think that's what it wanted me to do. My mother is 85, and I think I think God was like, I need you to stop tripping. I think that's what happened. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop tripping. Thank you. I really do though. It's like, you need to be more compassionate, because here's the thing. We have the benefit of having been raised by our mothers. So we have what they had plus what we have.
Right.
They
It's
weren't,
such a
and
great
so it's
point.
every generation is going to have more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But
True.
I
That
do
history,
think it's such an important idea of having empathy for that generation. I am fascinated. I'm sort of obsessed with that, as Jackie says, the history in the past. And because that generation, they had to do everything we have to do, but with no technology and almost no real civil rights or support. You know what I mean? So it actually is sort of a magical generation. But what's so depressing about it is they don't tell their stories. They really refuse in some ways to acknowledge it. But I guess that's also how they compartmentalized and how they survived, right?
I mean, absolutely. They don't, and also they really bought into this idea of respectability as as how you became deserving of rights. And I think they believe that if they were to tell us their secrets, it would mean they're not deserving of all that they achieved. I believe that. I think they think that.
Yeah, it's so funny. As I go through menopause, I went to my mom and I just asked her. I said, "What was that like for you going through menopause and dealing with that? What did the doctors say when you talked? Did you talk to your doctor about it?" And she said, "No, I never mentioned it to my doctor. We never discussed it." I said, "Why?" She said, "You just dealt with it." She said, "You just dealt with it, going through the change," she said. And it just like, I was just blown away by that. But it's a different way of thinking. It's such a different generation. I'm excited about this book.
Me too.
Well,
No, I love it. I
I'm
can't wait to get in.
so excited to talk to you and talk to your audience about it, because I just feel there's so much to be said, and to talk about our relationships with our mothers, talk about the legacy of domestic work on our family structures. I think that's something that has been lost. I traveled, did both 35 cities domestically, but I also traveled abroad to the UK, and looking at how this legacy of our mothers raising other people's children, our grandmothers raising other people's children, what did they have left when they got home? How did that affect their model of mothering? And how has that been passed down? That is something we've never talked about.
Yeah. Oh, my
This is
goodness.
fascinating. Oh, I can't wait to dig into this book, because it really does show you that, we really have survived by hook or by crook as Black people. You know what I mean? Because we just have not had the benefit of the kind of, like you said, nurturing that we all deserve, because we're the first generation that can actually deliver that to our children. It's actually kind of mind blowing when you think about how they had to live. And as you said, they had all the same feelings and emotions we did, but they had to do it like in a box. So talk about how that plays out with your characters. Talk about like what is you've told us the basic story, but how do you sort of navigate that box for your characters?
Well, like so, Nisi marries. She gets kind of married almost like on a blind date of a marriage into this kind of respectable family. Her husband is an attorney, and her mother-in-law takes her under her wing, and it's like as a like an apprentice of a wife. And the mother-in-law, it's so proud not to be a maid that she everything and every bite of food. She says every bite of food my children eat, I cooked it. Every bed anyone in this house sleeps in, I made that bed. Like she's so proud to take care of her own home. But of course, the question is, you're proud that you were not a maid in someone else's home, but you're kind of a maid in your own home. Like this
Right.
kind of way that Black women romanticize 1950s housewifeism because it's
Mm-hmm.
seen as what white women had, but what did
Mm-hmm.
white women really have? So
Yeah.
that's one way. And then another way, this kind of longing for this idea of life. Annie wants to find her biological mother. Which of the girls is lucky? Nisi's mother is dead. She knows she won't see her mother again. Annie's mother has left her, so she has that stigma of having been abandoned, but she feels like one day she may find her mother.
Yeah.
But if you don't know who your mother is, you don't know who your mother's not. So she sees her mother in the face of every woman. So she's like, are you my mother? Are you my mother? And so is hope always a good thing? Is hope always
Mm.
is hope always a plus, or is hope a burden?
Yeah.
Because if you wake up every day hopeful, you go to bed every night disappointed.
Ooh,
Wow.
wow.
Ooh.
Can't wait. This is not necessarily a part of your book, but I just want to know, what you think about this whole phenomenon of women realizing that they don't need relationships now, that they don't need marriage now. They're really moving away from that. And I think that you obviously pay attention to what's going on in the world and the culture. And there have been so many conversations about women saying they choose the bear over the man and all those things. Like, like there are a lot of women who are just saying no to relationships now. What do you think about that?
I think women are saying no to patriarchy. I
Yeah.
don't
Mm-hmm.
see women saying no to healthy, equitable, nurturing relationships.
Yeah.
They're saying no to relationships that demean them. They're saying no to abuse. That's what they're saying no to. I think that is I think that and I
Yeah.
think that is one of the things that my characters are really struggling with. Of course, everyone wants companionship. Everyone wants to be loved. But people, and that's exactly what people want, and they don't want some cheap facsimile. They don't want no Timu love. They want to be loved in a way that feeds their souls. And people have always wanted that. It's just that in today's world, because women have their own money, they are able to say, I am able to take care of myself rather than be in a relationship that doesn't work for me. I read somewhere that they said the two things that have undermined marriage were the washing machine and the stove. That before the washing machine and the stove, it took two people to maintain a life. Because, like washing, think about your great grandmother washing when they had to wash outside in that pot. It would take
Yeah.
all day to wash the clothes. And when people had to make a fire to cook in the cook stove, you couldn't, one person had to be home all day. But now
Yeah.
Yeah.
technology really has made it where you can actually live alone and live.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
But
that's the other
before,
thing is
you
that,
could not live
yeah.
alone and live.
Oh,
No.
and my mother was one of 9 children, and you almost needed 9 children so that you had 8 helpers to help the mama do all the chores. Because a lot of
That
what, especially
part.
the girls were doing in all the households I grew up with, the girls in the family were the other wife. They were cleaning and cooking and ironing for the boys. And so it's like you almost needed more children, especially more girls as a woman, just to help you get through the day. Because your whole day you were basically a maid. It's actually when you unpack all of that, it's kind of wild, right? Like, and as you're talking, I am really thinking about Miss Burley because when I tell you that is her parent, that's her auntie and her grandmother's story and then she had an aunt that was a maid, and it was so shameful to the aunts that were teachers. The judgment inside of the community is so crazy too. Like we're judging people for what they had to do to survive. It is just incredible that you dove into this world.
Well, I also learned, as I said before, I'm a graduate of Spelman College here in Atlanta. I found out that in the 40s and 50s, so many of the young women who studied at Spelman worked as maids. Like, I
Mm,
met a 97-year-old woman who told me that there were two girls who lived across the dorm hall for her in the dorm. One sister would work one semester as a live-in maid for some white people so her sister could study. And then the next semester, they would switch, and this one would go to school and this one would work as a live-in maid, and they
wow.
Yeah.
did that until they both had their education. There is a very mighty and proud working class tradition at the historically black colleges that I think has been erased. People imagine
Yeah.
these schools as a place where the black elite, black middle class sent their children, but these institutions created a black middle class, not merely
Yeah.
Wait, can I
served
ask you this
one.
question? Because the other thing
Amen.
people forget about is that back in those days, a lot of the women who were going to places like STEM were also married. They were going to college, but they were married. So they were doing their schoolwork and full housework. Like they were actually taking care of a husband. A lot of women who were married while they were at college.
Some married when they came to college married and they begged to be able to stay in college. That's what happens to my character, Nisi. Yes. And I mean, people did, it wasn't this idea we have of the co-ed. That was not the case
No.
for these women who were pursuing education. We just don't understand the reality of their lives because I also think there's shame there at how hard it was. There's
Yeah.
this desire, like Nisi's mother-in-law, to pretend like we were 50s housewives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm, I
Hmm.
love that. Well, the book is Kin. As Joanne said, you guys can go to our shop and you can purchase it. And then we will have Tayari back to give us spoilers and really dig into it and talk in depth about it. We're not giving spoilers today, just a little nugget, little tidbits of what you're in store for. But she will be back and we'll really get to dig into just the characters, and we'll get to really talk about all the things on these pages. We're excited about that.
So excited. Cannot wait to crack this book open and start reading it. Tayari, thank you so much for writing this. We're really excited. You even gave us a little history lesson. You know I love that. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
again for having me, and thank you for choosing Ken. I really appreciate it.
No, we
Yeah,
appreciate you. It sounds like it's such a
definitely.
special one. So we will see you in a few in some weeks.
Yes, see you soon.
All right,
All
thank you.
right.
Bye.
Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait to
I'm
start reading
excited.
this one, girl.
I knew when she started talking about history. Wait, let me get my charger, girl, because it is my computer's about to die with all this good conversation. Let me get my little charger.
Get a charger. Get a charge. I'm gonna try to hold it down, and hopefully my internet is working. Boy, we having some challenges. I can tell you, we've been having crazy tech challenges over here as well. But yes, I cannot wait to read Ken. I love a book that digs in some history, and what I love is the books that we've been choosing. All in some ways have done that, right? They're touching on
Right.
these past eras and giving us a little flavor from these past eras. And so I
Yeah,
love that. And
right.
so y'all know, Jackie is. I am not involved in choosing the books because Jackie knows I would choose books about like the Nazi era and some stuff y'all don't want to read about. So Jackie has done, you are what, 4 for 4, 3 for 3? You've done a great job, sis, because you're picking things that are definitely giving different eras. Like we're going from different eras. We're going from the jazz age to now we're going in the 50s. Like I love it. You're taking me on a journey. Oh, you're
I
frozen.
know we've
Oh,
been
you're
to the
frozen. Oh,
90s
you're back.
magazines and just
The
like we went to the
90s
80s and
magazine.
oh yeah, I think my Wi-Fi
You're
is
back.
acting a little wonky. It might be because I need a charge, but Camille actually was the one that locked this one in. I'm excited about this one. I love
Great
this
job,
choice.
Camille.
Am I delayed really badly? I feel like I'm
You're freezing. You're popping, freezing, 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 freezing. Pop,
I
pop, pop it,
don't know
pop,
what's
pop it, pop,
happening.
pop, pop. I think it's probably that you need to charge. Yeah, just charge. And but I feel like the Wi-Fi thing is happening weird, period. We've been having so many crazy
Right.
tech issues the last 24 hours. I think it's the weather too. Is it cloudy or raining? Because if it
It
rains and
yes.
stuff,
It is storming here, so I know it's bad, and I don't know if it's gonna. Oh wait, it feels like it's back to normal. Is it?
it's back to normal now. Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Okay, okay, because
Hmm.
I knew I was very delayed from the time I went to plug in my computer, and I was back up here, and it was all okay. See,
It
it's
was
acting
freezing.
up again. Yeah.
Let
We
me
have
know that
Stormy.
Halls of Abundance just gave a really good tip, and I love this idea. And it says, in addition to buying books, request them from your local library so the community has access as well. Yes, it's a good idea. If there's a book you really, really love, go to your local library or write to or email your local librarian and ask them specifically to have Kin and our other books in the library, because if you do that, the library will actually purchase books. So you're
Yeah.
actually helping sell more books because the library will purchase the books, and then people in the community who can't afford to buy the book can have access to it, but you're also helping the author. And I will also note, Senna 36 and others have saying in the chat, today is election day in
Yes.
multiple states. If you are in Missouri, please vote today. If you are in Michigan, please vote for Abdul, by the way. And Donovan McKinney, please vote for Donovan McKinney and Abdul. Come on now. If you're in Virginia, if you're in Washington State or Kansas, it is election night. So Michigan, Missouri, Virginia, Washington, and Kansas have election night tonight. This is Cori Bush that's running in the Ferguson area in Missouri. You want to definitely vote. I think you should definitely vote for Cori. We love Black women. We
Yes.
support them. Yeah, please vote, you guys. If you want to run and vote, you have time. You can even be lemon late and still make it to vote. You're gonna make it. It's only 4:40. Yeah, and it's on Eastern time. So please vote, y'all. Don't let it drop. Do not make it so this person loses by one vote and it was yours. You don't want that.
No, your vote
Vote in the
counts and
primaries. It's very
definitely makes
important.
the difference. I saw we had a comment up there that said we need to do a third hour of this show, or we need to do 2 days.
Well, tonight we're doing a watch party on the Joy Reid Show channel. So if you guys head up to thejoyreidshow.com later
What are
at
you
8,
watching?
we're gonna watch the election. We're doing an election night watch party.
Oh,
So
a
we're
watch
gonna
party.
sit there.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Jackie Reed, come on over. Yeah, we're just gonna basically see the returns come in.
Oh, I
You don't
love
even need to watch
that.
Steve Kornacki. Come on over with us. We're gonna watch the returns come in, see who wins, and we're rooting for Cori, we're rooting for Abdul, we're rooting for Donovan McKinney. That's what we're doing on tonight.
Let me tell you, one of the things that I do, I love the Joy Reid Show, but one of the things, and you know this, that I was such a huge fan of was whenever there was a big election or just something where State of the Union, something like that, where you and Nicole and Rachel and Lawrence and all I sat up, I would have my pajamas on and I would watch it from start to finish. I loved it. And so I love that you're doing this. I love that you're doing this.
We had a ball, and it was so much fun. And I definitely miss. That's one of the things I do miss is that we had a
Yeah.
ball. Yeah, all we needed was cocktails. They wouldn't let us drink because
Yeah.
Rachel can mix a cocktail, honey. And I used to sit right next to her, so she would be able to pass right to me. And we used to have a ball, y'all. Oh no, they broke up the team. We had a great time. Big up to Phil Griffin, my former boss, who created that idea of taking the hosts of all the primetime shows and making us into a panel. And it was originally just me, Nicole, Nicole, and Rachel. And Rachel being the sort of our leader. She was the quarterback, and the two of us were on the sides. And then it was expanded to include Lawrence and Chris and Ari and the whole team and Alex Wagner. And then it became like the whole primetime lineup from 4 p.m. all the way to 11. And and sit my crazy friend Stephanie Rule, who always sat next to me and cut all the way the hell up. Let me tell you, you want somebody to cut up and act the whole fool? Stephanie Rule. She's gonna cut up and be the whole. She will act a fool, and I love it. She is hilarious.
Well, the great thing about what's happening with independent media is that you're assembling your own Avengers when it comes to political coverage, and just more and more, Katie Fang and so many others. Like
Wajahat Ali.
Yeah,
Wajahat, team.
Yeah, right. You got your own crew, and so it's just expanding. Yes. So by midterms, right, and the next presidential election, girl, we're gonna be watching you and what's going on with that. I know that's
we're gonna have a board. Look, all I need is a big board. People talk about Steve Kornacki with the big board, baby. By the time 2028 comes along, I will be in the studio with the big board. Y'all don't have to worry about my board. We're gonna be doing the whole thing. We're gonna do it all. Yeah. So don't worry about it. It's coming, y'all. We working on it. We about to make it.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Steve. Well, they do. People have little crushes on Steve, on the Kornakster. in his khakis.
Oh no, we love him. We love him. But we want to see you do all of that on your thing. How am I
Yes.
doing? How's my Wi-Fi now? Feels like it's a little bit better.
It's a little bit better. It's definitely a little bit better. So people are saying, can we see your reading list? What does that mean, my reading list?
They mean, I think somebody earlier was saying, Joanne, can we see like whatever your read, like you know how Obama has a reading list, like recommended books.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to do that. Let me
You
put
should
that into a
compile that.
Substack.
That could be a
Yeah, I'll
Substack
compile
for
that.
you. That could be a
I'm gonna put it in
Substack.
Substack. It's a good
Yeah.
idea. I will do a reading list in the Substack. So it'll be at joyannereed.com. I will work on it. I
Yes.
will work on it. And yes, and we normally do a super show with Don, me, Jim Acosta, Katie, and others. So we will be doing that coming up probably for election night. I'm going to work on trying to get Don and the gang together so we can do a big election night
I don't know why
in
Don slipped my
November.
mind. Yes, Don as well. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
definitely see you all. I love when you and Don and Jim Acosta come together. And now Daniel's in the mix. I love
Yes.
what's happening.
We
in
love Baby
independent
Don.
You girl,
Yes.
Baby Don. I know.
We trying to figure out how Don found a person that looked just like himself that's just younger.
That's probably why he was
What's
like, you know
happening?
what? I like something about this young man. And didn't dawn on
Right.
him. He likes he looks just like him.
That's you. You like that is you.
You like
picked
that's
yourself.
you.
You picked yourself.
I know,
Yes,
I know.
and
Somebody said they
watch.
wanted
Yeah.
me to do a list of healthy books. I definitely could do that.
You should.
Wellness books. Because there are so many really good ones out there. Vegan and
Yes.
you know, just wellness that you know is a little vegan.
And then I'm gonna get Jackie to do a cooking show with me. We're gonna try to we had an idea of we're gonna do a thing where Jackie's gonna cook food and teach me how to cook vegan food, but we got all kinds of ideas, y'all. We got they said we're very Coco Burnett said we're very protective of Daniel. Yes, protect Daniel at all costs, but he is Baby Don. I cannot call him Daniel, I just call him Baby Don. BD, Baby
Girl,
Don. Don
he
Jr.
found out that I was talking about him on this show, and he DM'd me and said thank you for that. I said, well, I'm
Somebody
your
said they don't look
journalism
alike. They just
auntie.
black with bald hair, short hair. Don't lie to yourself, TSM 1996. You going, they do look alike.
They got the same nose.
They
look the
alike. I'm
same.
sorry. If
Yeah.
you squint your eyes, that's Don Lemon, but Don Lemon 20 years ago.
Girl, I fussed at Don too. I texted Don. I said, Don, don't let them come on there and talk about that baby like that. Don was like, we fixed it up. We fixed it. I was like, now look.
Don't play with Baby Don now. Yeah, baby alone. We protect Don. We take Baby Don now. They call his mama can call him Daniel. Mama can call him whatever he wants. He's Baby Don to me, to this auntie.
I know that's right.
Baby Don.
His little cute self. His little cute self. So cute. Well, you guys, because
and you know what's so funny, Jackie? He's probably like over 40. Like we're talking about him like he's a child. You know,
he's not. Like he's not over 40. He's in his early 30s. Okay. Oh, they say he's 36. Yeah, but 36. He's not in his 40s yet. So he a baby to me, girl.
Then he's a baby. He's a baby to me. That's a baby. That's a baby. Look at that baby.
I'm trying to see before we wrap up if there's anything else we want to talk about. Oh, we do want to quickly talk about, and we can just get this in real quick because I know you love Marvel, and Marvel is in the news for canceling the season 2 of Wonder Man, as well as what is it, Blade, with Mahershala Ali, who has been waiting since they made the announcement that he was going to be the new Blade at Comic-Con, I think it was 2019. It might have been 2016, but he has been waiting since then, you guys, for this movie to be made. And he finally made the announcement that he's no longer waiting. He's like, clearly, if they wanted to make this movie, they would have made it. And he said that in an interview. And I am so disappointed. So Abdul Mateen, no, what's his first name? I'm skipping around.
Yeah.
That's it. Abdul Mateen II.
Why did Amy Diaz say that's her neighbor? I need to live on the other next door to you. Yaya fine as hell.
He's so fine. And if you love him, you will love him in Wonder Man, you guys. It is so good. They had greenlit a second season. The writer's room was all ready to go, and then they just pulled the plug and canceled everything. And so a lot of folks are on social media. They are pissed that they have canceled these shows, and there's some others like Ironheart that didn't get the respect that it needed as far as the publicity and things like that. So it was not renewed for anything. A lot of people are upset. I'm wondering, because this is all happening as we just met our new Black Panther, right? If Ryan Coogler, who's part of the Marvel universe, right, is going to speak on this. Because a lot of Black fans of Marvel are pissed. They are very upset of what's happening. And you and I talk all the time about what's happening in Hollywood. But and I'm not saying Ryan has to talk. I'm just curious if he'll say something, because he seems to have a lot of power. They were going to make one show.
Yeah, I mean, and this is Disney, of course, Disney, ABC, the mouse, and they've been both brave in fighting and also super cowardly, right? Remember, Disney paid Trump 16 million, I think it was 16 million, off of the case that they would have won. They were, along with CBS, are bribing the president of the United States, but they also fought back against the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, when they tried to cancel Disney's tax abatement. They fought for the right to maintain their business as they want to maintain it. They pulled the Imagineers. They were going to have some Imagineers move to Florida from California. They pulled it and put them back in California. So Disney's hot and cold. Sometimes they are really, they defended Jimmy Kimmel. So sometimes Disney is hot. Sometimes Disney is cold. They're now fighting to protect the view. They're asking fans to protect them. So, I'm with you. I never canceled Disney. I definitely paused the Hulu and stuff that was Disney owned stuff when Jimmy Kimmel got when he got temporarily put on hold because he made a joke about Trump. But Disney sometimes fights hard and sometimes they don't. But when it comes to Marvel, I feel like Marvel, which is supposed to be the good, I'm a comic book girl, Marvel's like kind of a bad guy. Like Marvel needs to lean in and support the multiracial Marvel universe. The thing that's beautiful about the Marvel universe is that it's all kinds of different people. And if you're basically saying we're not going to make the Black characters, well, then good luck getting young fans to be into Marvel. An all-white Marvel universe is not going to be marketable to the generation that is at this point majority non-white. Just remember, if you are under 15 years old, your generation is already majority non-white. So if you're trying to sell to future Disney fans, future Marvel fans, just know if they're a child, they're living in a world in which white people are already the minority. Jackie talked about that 2042 date when white people become the minority. That date is already today if you're under 15 years old. That generation alpha is majority non-white. So you want to sell, this isn't even about liking Black people. You better make some multiracial characters. You notice there's a Hispanic in every movie. They put a gay person in every movie. They put a Black. You better do it, because if you don't, young people expect to see a Black character. They like Star Trek, exactly. And they were doing that in 68, 69. I think Star Trek started in 1969. Sesame Street, which is why Sesame Street's popular, because every kid can see a Muppet and a kid that looks like them. If you don't do that, go ahead and make an all-white Marvel universe. That theater will be empty. Empty. You better make some Black characters. And I think these people think they can appease the Stephen Miller crowd by going all lily white. But an all white, lily white Marvel universe is boring. It's not interesting, and won't nobody watch it. So good luck. You better put them Black characters back out.
And welcome to our new YouTube member, Lena the Fab. Hey, girl. Hey, we love you.
Hey,
Thank
Lena.
you for
Yes,
becoming a present. Welcome to the family. But I will say also, we talk about this all the time about being strategic, right? We'll boycott Hulu or we won't subscribe to Disney. We'll do all those things. But then when Black Panther comes along, we will support that, right? And I'm not saying that we shouldn't support it, but it's like, as a people, we're kind of all over the place with what we're doing, with what we support and what we don't support, and all of those things. Because white people will be like, listen, they got Black Panther. That's enough. We don't need to give them anything else, because when you look across Marvel and all that's happening with so many characters that we're excited about. I mean, girl, Wonder Man is so good. It is so well done. And they just canceled it. It performed well. Right. The other thing is that we have to show up. You know what? We have to show up and we have to watch these things. Go and watch Wonder Man, even though the second season has been canceled.
Watch the first season.
There's a chance, right? It could land somewhere else. Something could happen. You just never know. We've seen that happen with shows
It
again.
move.
So
Sometimes they
supportive.
jump. Yeah, sometimes they move.
Yeah, but I bet you they feel like, listen, they got Wakanda. That's enough. We don't have to give them Blade. We don't have to give them Ironheart 2, or we don't have to promote Ironheart because they just think we're a one-trick pony, right? And we are not.
That's
but
right.
We have to have a strategy behind what we are going to do as a people, as far as supporting what's happening in Hollywood, because we talk about this all the time. Now,
another new member. Sorry, Adeo 2020. Welcome, welcome,
hey,
welcome, Adeo 2020, a new member. Whee! Should be in the book club.
Yeah,
but yeah, sorry, go ahead,
all the time, though, about how somebody said Jackie loves Hulu. I do, girl. I'm not giving up Hulu. Jimmy Kimmel went back and took that money. That was the reason why I gave it up. He's taking that money. I'm watching my shows, and I support.
When they put Jimmy Kimmel back on, I put Hulu back on too, y'all, because I want to watch The Handmaid's Tale and the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. So the Testaments, I watched the Testaments, and so
which has a black lead. Yeah,
which has a black lead, and so I'm going to support stuff where they're employing my sister's a black actress, so I can't give up all of them because I got to support things. And my sister was in a Marvel series that also got canceled after season 1, Hellstrom. So like Marvel is very sometimey with renewing their series, and it's a Marvel problem and a Disney problem, and we need to like get Marvel together. Like Marvel got to get their shit together, but they also have to see, to Jackie's point, that people love these series. So if people are really watching the series and giving it high numbers and high download numbers, you need the series you like to have high download numbers. So if you like a series, don't just talk about it. You got to watch it and watch it in big numbers. And a lot of people, you know, the activist white folks write to Disney. They'll be like, put my shit back on. Like they get mad. Like we kind of let it go and we complain about it on podcasts, but we don't take that action like with them Jimmy Kimmel. And by the way, that action for Jimmy Kimmel was led by a black woman. The black woman had been working in this space for a long time, and that sister was the one who organized the boycott. But when you move in big numbers, they will uncancel stuff because they realize the audience really wants it. So we have to be a lot more active in what we're deciding that we want to support.
I agree, because we have not only the numbers, we have the dollars, right? We can really make a difference. Look no further than Target. Right? We can really make a difference out here with the respect that they bring to the table with us, the lack of respect that's happening now with Marvel. I mean, listen, I love Marvel, right? I love watching Spider-Man just came out. You know, I love Iron Man. I just started watching Captain America.
Spider-Man's DC, right?
What'd you say?
Yeah, we love. No, I mean, well, some of them jump universes, but yes, I'm gonna see Spider-Man. By the way, I will be watching Spider-Man.
What'd you say about Spider-Man?
Right, wait, no, but doesn't Spider-Man sometimes jump DC? Doesn't he jump DC?
No,
I always thought Spider-Man jumped. Sometimes he jumped. But anyway, but yeah, Spider-Man is another great.
No, girl, you thinking about Superman and Wonder Woman?
Oh no,
and
Superman
Aquaman.
and
that's all those. That's
Batman.
DC.
Who's my
Marvel
favorite.
is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't jump. They don't. Those two worlds have not.
No, I thought they made a movie that they jumped. Am I thinking that I thought I was crazy that they made a movie one time where they jumped and they did a DC. Did they ever do that? Did I hypnotize myself?
I was just asking somebody
jump
about
between
that.
DC.
I don't think
because
that's
I always thought they did a confluence. That's never happened. I thought they did at some point make a movie where they jumped DC and Marvel. They jumped. Anyway, maybe not. I feel like I am elucidated that they did that.
I don't think so. I mean, you've got Spider-Man has done a multi-universe kind of thing, you know, with the little black kid that they're actually doing live action with what is Spider-Man across the multiverse. That movie was so good, and now they're doing a live action version of that. I cannot wait.
Miles Morales. People were mad about Miles Morales. Remember, they were mad about that's a little black Spider-Man. People were mad about it.
What are they mad about?
That he's black.
Oh, girl, forget them people. That movie did so well. It did so well. It was nominated for an Oscar. And I want to say it won. I can't remember if it won or not, but nominated for an Oscar. Now they're doing live action of that movie because it was animated. And Tom Holland and Zendaya just signed on. Well, they just announced that they're going to do a fifth Spider-Man with the two of them, which will be interesting because I thought this was going to be Tom Holland's last. But wouldn't it be nice if Tom Holland did this as the last movie and handed it off to Miles Morales?
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah,
that'd be amazing. And that the new Spider-Man is now black,
like they did with Captain America, where they handed off Captain America from the white cap to the black Captain America because There should be a black Captain America, but yes, but they yeah, and his name is Morales. Exactly. We love that. Amy Diaz says she want to let you know his last name is Morales.
I love that.
Yes. Falcon,
Yes.
right. Falcon became the new Cap. So I mean, and so they do it, and then
Is Captain
somebody in the
America
chat.
dead?
Yeah, because Captain died, but he handed off the Captain America franchise to Falcon. So Falcon is the new Captain America. He's the black Cap. That's why there's a black Captain America.
Girl, they ain't making no movie about him, no.
They should, but that's what I'm saying is we
They
have to put
should.
these.
That's what I'm
These are
saying.
things we should want. Well, but no, but there is a movie where he's the black Captain America. There is. There's actually a movie with
I'm saying
him being the Cap.
Oh, is he? Does he have a movie
Yeah.
that's the Falcon movie where he is not the handing off
Captain
of,
America,
movie?
where
Anthony
he's Captain
Mackie?
America? Yeah. Anthony Mackie is Captain America in the most recent Captain America movie. Yeah, he is. Yeah, there's a movie where there's the handoff, and then there's the next movie where he is Captain America.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm still kind of making my way through Marvel, and there's so many movies to get through. Thor, I mean, girl, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm excited about the Spider-Man movie, and these movies are great because they are fun. And I want, you know what? I also want another Batman movie because the last two Batman films. Well, I didn't really love the last Batman film, but I do love on the DC side. You know, Batman is my thing. I love me some Batman. There's a Batman series, Batman. Ooh, I love Batman. It's so much fun. I think Batman, that universe is so amazing and it's so fun. So I need to see another Batman.
There have been DC Marvel comic crossovers.
I know they've crossed over. There's DC Marvel comic crossover. Yeah, in the comic books, people are saying in the chat that they've done it in the comics because I'm like, I know there's been crossovers.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever opened a DC or Marvel comic book. I don't think I've ever even held one in my hands. I know you got your collection.
Bring it out. Bring them out. I love comics. Sorry, y'all. Let me show you what I got. Okay, let me show you guys what I got because I am a comic girl. So I'm I grew up reading comic books. So look at this one. This one we went to Comic-Con, but it's got this is just a thing from Comic-Con. But I have this one. This is a classic Batman detective with the Joker.
Well, you like that stuff when you were a kid? Girl, I was
obsessed with Peanuts. But look at this one, guys. Look at that one.
So who was your favorite Batman?
Okay.
In the movie.
So here's the thing. No, I know. So there's been a lot of actually good. Heath Ledger was the second best Batman. Okay.
Heath Ledger did not play Batman. He played the Joker. He was the Joker.
I'm sorry, not Batman. Who's the best? I thought you were talking about who's the best Joker.
Girl, wait, let me stop you right there. Wait, stop for 1 second. Because somebody said in our comments on our last show that you are like Barbara. They said Joanne is like Barbara on Abbott Elementary, who mixes up celebrity.
I am. No, I totally mix up everybody's names. I mix up everything. No, I totally do. I mix up everything. I mix up everything. So who's the best Batman, you're saying? I think Christian Bale was a great Batman. Yeah, I think Christian Bale was a really good Batman. And I think that I didn't like Michael Keaton as Batman.
That was my favorite.
I didn't like I think Christian Bale was the best Batman. If I'm talking about just the Batman acting, I think would be Christian Bale would be number one. Yeah, definitely Christian Bale is the best Batman. Yeah.
Somebody said Will Smith would have been a great Batman. What do you think?
Will Smith as Batman?
Back in the day, do you think he would have been a good Batman if they went that route with a black Batman? No. I can see that. Somebody said it in the comments. They said Will Smith would have been a good Batman. My favorite is Michael Keaton. Yes.
I
forgot he was. Somebody said blasphemous. Blasphemy.
Yeah, Will Smith, because you know what? I feel like Will Smith is too much Will Smith in everything. Like when Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? So I thought we were talking about who was the best Joker. The best Joker, because I'm trying not to mess up people's name. Joaquin Phoenix is the best Joker ever. Heath Ledger was so good. Heath Ledger was so good, but Joaquin Phoenix and the Joaquin Phoenix series of Joker movies is the greatest Batman franchise series. Period. Love it. But yes, no, Christian Bale, number one best Batman for sure. Or it's either him or the original Batman from the 1960s campy series. I love the campy Batman from the 60s. That was the most.
Bang!
Pow, boom, pow. I love that one. That one was so funny. What
Adam
is that guy's
West.
name?
Adam West
Adam
was his
West.
name.
So I met him at Comic. So we went to Comic-Con one year when I was doing AM Joy, and we met Adam West. And when I tell you Adam West was as goofy and hilarious and weird as you would want him to be, he was a campy
Oh, I love
mess.
that.
And I think he's passed now, but we met Adam West at Comic-Con, me and my team from AM Joy, and we had a ball, y'all. This was back when we used to have fun on TV. We would do Comic-Con, Star Trek Con, we did all the cons, and we had a time, honey. We met Adam West. I had pictures with him, loved him.
Oh
Lovely.
my
Just what you would want
God.
him to be, just as goofy. Just
Yeah,
this goofball.
Joaquin, I have to shout out. Joaquin gave one of my favorite Oscar acceptance speeches when he talked about veganism. Do you remember that? It was such a beautiful moment. Oh yeah, he had that room sitting in silence, and a lot of stars came out and said, based on that speech, they decided to become vegan. It is one of the most moving speeches ever. Somebody said Joyanne is such a black nerd. Very true.
I am. I'm a real nerd, y'all. I promise you, I grew up
He is. Anybody with comic books, with a comic book collection?
I got more. I got a comic book collection. Yes, I'm a nerd. I got a typewriter collection back there, y'all. I'm a homemade. No, yes, I'm proud of it. I'm a blurred.
Oh, people are saying Val Kilmer was their favorite, and Robert Pattinson.
I did like that movie with Robert Pattinson, but I'm also generally a Robert Pattinson fan. I feel like I kind of like him in everything. Like I feel like Robert Pattinson kind of can't miss. I liked him in Twilight. I did.
See, that's my genre. Twilight. I love vampire. I love anything with vampires or zombies.
Same. Vampires and zombies. I'm done. I love me I grew up. I love vampires. Love a vampire movie. Love it.
Have you ever seen World War Z with
yes,
Brad
of course.
Pitt? Girl, how great is that movie? Oh, new member. We need a bell. Love my Mima.
Come on,
love it. Welcome, cousin.
Well, hey, cousin. We love you. Welcome. But yes, no, World War Z is incredible. Oh my God. Have you ever seen 28 Days Later? And then there's a 28 years later.
And they got a new one. What is the latest one?
They do. There's
it's a third one. Yeah. I gotta get caught.
Yeah. Oh no.
I haven't seen the latest
Love a zombie movie.
Somebody said Michael B. Jordan would be a good Batman. Oh,
now,
Walking Dead.
That I would do. Yes.
Yeah.
No to Will Smith. No offense
do
to
you
Will,
know that
Michael
B. Jordan and Will Smith are in production for I Am Legend 2?
Oh, I Am Legend, one of the best movies ever.
Michael B. Jordan is teaming up and Will Smith, and they are working together for I Am Legend. I don't know what it's called, but I'm calling it I Am Legend 2. That's just because I don't know the official name of it.
And I know people get mad about the British actors doing stuff, but Idris Elba would make an incredible Batman. I know people are mad about the British doing the stuff, but if you want like a Batman that's a brooding, sexy Batman, you need to let Idris get in there.
Michael B. Jordan.
But Michael could do it too. But I'm just saying, Idris gives you Michael B. Jordan is good at being a villain when he wants to be a villain, but Idris can do that.
Killmonger, he killed that.
No, he did kill the Killmonger. He was excellent. But I'm just saying, if I had one first choice, or I would even do what's his name? Michael K. Williams. Is his name Michael K. Williams?
No, he died.
Who's the other one? The one who's in the movie that we like, where it's where he was missing his wife. You know, I'm that person that can't remember nobody's name.
Girl, Sterling K. Brown, girl.
Sterling K. Brown. Sterling K. Brown. Everybody has to tell. So by the way,
girl,
we used to play a game of charades where I would describe people and my team would try to figure out who I meant. Because I'm always like, what happened to the thing? You know the man with the red hair? They're like, the man with the red. You know the man with the red hair and the nose? The man with the red hair. You know the man with the red hair and the nose? He got one earring.
Girl.
Ronald McDonald? Yes. Because I can't remember nobody's name. I promise you. I can't remember nobody's name. I really genuinely can't. Don't make me see a star and be like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. I don't know that person's name. I just know I remember them. Another new member, Delta Girl. Oh, Delta Girl.
Oh, Soror.
Are you an actual Delta Soror? Come on,
I
Soror.
think so.
Welcome, new member.
Welcome.
I love Sterling. Yeah, Sterling K. Brown is dope. Y'all, we about y'all fine. Lemon not started yet, but yeah, we get.
He hasn't started yet. Y'all know Don hadn't started yet. He was so late the other day. Oh my God.
Somebody
He's
said,
in a
don't say
new
you have an
studio.
Olivetti Valentine typewriter. I probably do. I have typewriters going back from that one in the back is from 1899. I got a 1930. I got a 1940s era. I got a portable 1940s era that the ladies used to walk around when there was like a when there was a typist. So yeah, I got typewriters, y'all. They say he's still late. Black. Yeah, I can't remember nobody's name. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He ain't there yet. He ain't there yet. The thumbnail is up. He ain't there yet. Y'all got time.
Yeah, time. But let's go ahead and wrap up Jackie Reed because I have to prepare for my
should.
live. We're gonna be doing the live show tonight. So yes, he lemon lace. That's fine. We got Raz Jack who collects globes. That's cool. I love a good globe. Y'all see my globe back there? Oh, I love a globe. Love a globe. I just want to see what's on the
40 minutes late on Monday. Yep. I saw that. He was so late.
40 minutes? Now that's lemon late.
Girl, every time. But listen, you guys, we appreciate and love you guys so much. Welcome to the family, to our new members. Please, you guys, if you haven't already, hit the like, subscribe if you already have not, hit the notification so you'll know whenever we're doing lives and different things like that. But you'll really know about that if you join our membership here on YouTube. Just hit the join button and you can pick the level that works for you. But also thank you to the folks on Facebook that are here, on Substack that are here. We love you all. And we're glad that our family is just growing and growing, y'all.
Amen, amen, amen. And while you're at it, please also go and subscribe to all things Jackie Reed. I'm going to do this way because Camille never tells me what side it's on, and my thing is always backwards. But Jackie has so many ways that you can support her and support all the great journalism she does, and also her ways to try to keep you well, make your life better. VeganSexyCool.com is my favorite. I am a subscriber from get-go, and even though I don't be cooking, at least she tell me what to cook. I just don't do it. So if you go to VeganSexyCool.com, she's going to tell you great recipes, great ways to go vegan, but also be sexy in your fabulous vegan outfits, and also to be cool because you're not killing them animals and eating them for dinner. And so go to VeganSexyCool.com, and that is where you can avail yourself of that. You've also got Vetted, which is the new name for what we used to call Jackie's Weekly Wellness Guide. If you go to Vetted, you're going to also get what you used to get from Jackie's Weekly Wellness Guide. And so that is going to be your periodic update on great things about health and wellness, of course, and of course, the Jackie Reed experience, because you really want to have the Jackie Reed experience. We're going to make her write a book, but until then, the way you get her great journalism is to support the Jackie Reed experience. Please do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, cousin, sister, soror, friend. Somebody said Dawn is on, so I will tell you all quickly. Just go to Joyanne Reed. It's easy. Go to joyannereed.com. You will be able to find all the amazing things that she is doing on YouTube, on Substack, on Twitch, on all the things. And if you tune in to the Joy Reid Show tonight, she's doing special live coverage of primary elections across the country. So you definitely want to. What time does that start, Joyanne?
And that's going to be starting at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. You can go directly to thejoyreidshow.com for that. You can click on it through joyannereed.com, but just go to thejoyreidshow.com and be there at 7:45 p.m. We'll see you. We're going to follow these elections tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We love y'all, and welcome to our new members.
Welcome. Bye. Bye.